Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I go by One Cheap Compadre, and you're watching Cheap Stocks TV, where on my channel we talk about savings, investing, and even politics. So it looks like there's a big debate between those who want 10,000 to those who want 50,000 for student loans forgiveness. Now, there's many reasons why people should receive the 50,000, and as we go through this, we're gonna determine why or why not. So here we go. So here's how much Americans in every wealth bracket will get on average from up to 50,000 of student debt forgiveness. So this is coming from Make It CNBC article. So during the 2020 presidential election, several candidates pledged their support for some form of student debt forgiveness, including President Joe Biden. Since his election, House and Senate Democrats have repeatedly urged Biden to broadly forgive up to 50,000 of federal debt through executive order, an approach that has become known as the Warren-Schumer proposal. Biden was repeatedly pushed back against his plan, and leaders of his party stating that he will only support up to 10,000 of debt forgiveness and that he would prefer Congress craft the legislation. Now, many people are demanding $50,000. First of all, when I had student loans, you had to, and this is during Obama's administration, where you had to actually participate in a particular field in order to receive forgiveness. Now, when the Trump administration came into office, very few people were accepted into this particular program. I think it was like 1% was accepted who actually had their student loans forgiven. Now, they just want people to just receive 50,000 without putting any type of sweat equity in getting that particular amount of money for the student loans. Now, I'm all for forgiveness, but I think that students should at least give back some form of sweat equity, because remember, going to college is to better yourself, and you're not really guaranteed anything once you finish. You're not guaranteed a job, you're not guaranteed a career nowadays. So let's continue. The back and forth is part of a broader debate about who would benefit the most from student debt forgiveness. Some have argued that because college graduates tend to earn more, partially and completely forgiving student debt would be aggressive. Like I said, you're not guaranteed anything when you graduate college. You're not guaranteed a job. You're not guaranteed nowadays. Many people take jobs that doesn't even correlate with their actual field of concentration in college. So let's continue. But a recent brief by the Roosevelt Institute that analyzed how 50,000 of student debt forgiveness would impact household wealth argues that the idea of student debt regressively is a myth, and that the average person with the 20th and 40th percentile bracket for household access would receive 4 times more than the average household in the top 10%. Here's the chart. So basically, that's one thing I agree with, is that those at the bottom should receive it before those who come from a family with a higher income. Contrary to common misperceptions, careful analysis of household wealth data shows that student debt cancellation at all proposal levels is progressive. It will provide more benefit to those with fewer economic resources, which that, yeah, it should go to people like that who have less resources, and could play a critical role in addressing the racial wealth gap, building the black middle class, reads the report. The reason for this progressively is simple. People from wealthy backgrounds and their parents rarely use student loans to pay for college, which makes sense because they know that if you get a loan, that you don't have to pay that back. If you have the money to avoid taking loans, hello, why should you take out a loan? usually it's those individuals who can't afford it, right? We were getting really frustrated with seeing data manipulated in a way that provides an incorrect picture, which was then being used as media fodder to feed the notion that this was aggressive, says Laura Hampton, professor of sociology at University of California, Mercer, and one of the authors of the report. The Warren Schumer proposal is just not aggressive policy. If that's not aggressive, I don't know what is. The address some of the quantitative concerns Hampton and her fellow authors intentionally did not consider private student loans in their calculation because, yeah, in private student loans, that's definitely you can't use forgiveness to get rid of that. And you have to understand in student loans, you cannot file bankruptcy and think that student loans will disappear off of your history. It's still there until you pay it off. So the loans in your calculation, because there is no policy that is proposing canceling private loans and consider household wealth instead of income, because the cancellation is only a wealth transfer. Wealth Hampton argues captures a more complete picture of borrowers' financial status and better accounts for the racial disparity. Yeah, I mean, all the data that's collected realize that those who, particularly at the bottom, who don't have resources, are not able to get out of college debt free. So why not help out those individuals? And those who at the top have all the resources to avoid student loans. That makes sense. I think they should do it like you may be surprised. I think they should do it like Barack Obama and Trump. I think that with Barack Obama, they should have people work towards a particular field to pay off their student loans, and once they get on the program, their interest rate should be taken away. And then after 5 years, they should receive forgiveness. And it should actually be accepted. It shouldn't be 1%, only ones who are being accepted, and everyone else is still trying to find a way to pay off their student loans. Black families have historically been denied the ability to build wealth. And black families, on average, I think they have 17,000 in wealth, where you have white families who have 30,000 in wealth. So it makes sense to help out those who are less fortunate, right? And what's happened is you've seen many black students use education for mobility and move into the professional class, but still carry substantial student debt that their white peers don't have at the same income as Hamilton. So when you just exaggerate black race, you can really see that this would play a pretty central role in building the black middle class. And it adds to previous research that suggests that student debt cancellation is really important for closing the racial wealth gap in the United States. Well, this is one way to close the racial gap. It's by providing assistance to those who are less fortunate, who don't have the resources. That makes sense. The Federal Reserve estimated that the median white family has more than 10 times statistics. The wealth of the median black family in the Brookings Institute estimated that on average black college graduate owe $52,000 in student debt, while white college graduate owe closer to $28,000. Yeah. I mean, if they have more resources, they have more money, then yeah, they'll be able to get out of college with less debt. These differences in wealth mean that many black borrowers will benefit significantly from student debt forgiveness. If you look at someone in the top 10% household for net worth, the cancellation is only going to be $560 per person, but let's make cancellation for someone who is in the bottom 10, 17,376, and the white folks in the bottom 10% of the average would be 12,617. Explain how to. That's just not aggressive. Well, what do you think? Do you think it should go to the people who have less resources? Or should it just go to everyone all together? You put your comment down below, become a subscriber, share this with family and friends. Make sure to smash the like button. And on your way out, don't forget to click that notification bell. Have a great day.